If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Guess who's back? Back again. Silverwolf's back. Tell a friend. I'm back, you little Eldrazi tireless trackers. What's up, guys? It's been a while. I'm back with a brand new rap, but instead of a rap, it's a deck tech, Atraxa. Mr. Silverwolf, didn't you already put out a— Yes, but this is different. Sit down and listen, boy. I wanted to start the year with a bang, and who else to bang than everyone's favorite, most played commander ever, our little Praetor Angel, more like Predator Angel, am I right? Yeah. I rebuild the deck using a lot as in as many as I could, as in not few, as in more new cards, and that's what I want to focus on. Same strategy, but different.
Same, but different.
Forget what you know about this hoe. Didn't really mean that. Let's dig in. The one, the only, you know her, Atraxa. Look at this sweet new art, bro. I barely started the video. I already have a boner. I hope things don't get harder as they go. See what I did there? This deck will focus a lot more on +1/+1 counters than my first deck. The first one focused a lot on Planeswalkers and trying to ult them as often as possible, cause that's freaking cool. But this one can win in a lot of different ways with a lot of different cards, and I do find it to be a bit more deadlier than the first deck. Yeah, so voila. First off, cards that put counters! Things that put counters on more things. The whole game plan of the deck is to curve out really nicely and not rush slamming Atraxa on the field and maybe even putting her out a teeny bit later once we have stuff to proliferate. Migaius, the Lunarka, 1x, 1 white, 0/0, you know this jabroni, enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Tap, put a +1/+1 counter on Migaius. Tap, remove a +1/+1 counter from Migaius, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. You can slam him into play with 2 counters and use his tap ability each turn, since you'll just be proliferating with Atraxa every turn anyways. So yeah, one of our best early drops. The Good Fortune Unicorn.
We're going on an adventure, Charlie.
3 mana, 2/2. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under you control, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. I mean, it's a goddamn unicorn. You gotta play it. Don't need to pay anything either. Just ETB, get a counter. That's what I love. Speaking of unicorns, Lathiel is pretty dumb.
We're going to Candy Mountain.
4 mana, 2/2, lifelink. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain life this turn, distribute up to that many +1/+1 counters among any number of other target creatures. I didn't put anything life gain related in the old deck tech, but I was like, why not? Atraxa usually gets him for a couple of times cause she hella thick, boy! So here's the life gain shenanigans we all love so much. Yes! Luminarch Aspirate. 2 mana, 1/1 at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. You know what they say, people who live in glass houses should not throw stones.
Renata called to the hunter.
Your English is very good.
4 mana, you wanna Ixa, a 3. Renata power is equal to the devotion of the green. Other creatures you control enter the battlefield with a D-shot of +1/+1 counter on it. So yeah, it's like the unicorn, but not as good, even though it's a freaking god. I mean, nerf the unicorns, you know? Hashtag nerf the unicorns. Loyal Schmardian. 5 mana, 4/4 trample, Lieutenant. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. What is this, a freaking zoo tribal? Unicorns, rhinos, right on curve after Atraxa hits the field, boy. I love it. Slim Shadrix, 5 mana, 2/5, flying, double strike. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may choose 2. Each mode must target a different player. Target player creates a 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying, or target player draws a card and loses 1 life, or target player puts a +1/+1 counter on each creature they control. It's like the unicorn on steroids, cause he's a dragon. I love this card. I don't know why. Maybe the art, the flavor, the versatility. It's like Certified Lover Boy from Drake. It has a little bit for everybody. Avabra Caretaker. Oh la la, mon ami, oui. 6 mana, 4/4 hexproof. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control. Daybound. Turns into the freaking Hollow Henge Huntmaster. 6/6 hexproof. Other permanents you control have hexproof.
At the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2+1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Yeah, okay, not as good as in my Tollivar deck, but like they say, you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar.
Nikatoza Paragonaru.
His English is perfect.
6 mana for 6. Whenever you gain life, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Do this only once each turn? I mean, another one of our lifelink shenanigans, hitting once with Atraxa with this bad boy out is so delicious.
So good.
Felidar, repeat. 4 mana enchantment, landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. Create a 2/2 white cat beast creature token, or put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain vigilance until end of turn. Like David Bowie used to say, 1 counters, get counters. 1 cats, get freaking cats. That's trademarked by David Bowie.
I believe I might be of service.
The Great Henge. 9 mana legendary artifact. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Tap, add 2 green, gain 2 life. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield in your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and draw a card. It's like, I try not to swear in my videos. I really want to though, don't get me wrong, but each time I see this card I can only go like, what the actual fuck? The Great Henge, more like stupid OP bonkers excellent Henge, am I right? What is this freaking card? I know what it is. Green. Not for some counter stuff that don't necessarily put counters. One thing the old deck lacked was card draw, so this time I made sure we draw all the cards. Armorcraft Judge, 4 mana 3/3. When Armorcraft Judge enters the battlefield, draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. It usually draws 1,000,000 cards. Lanor, Autumn Soaring, 4 mana 0/4. Coven, the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on 1 target creature you control. And if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, you know what? Draw a card, bruh. This bad boy puts a counter and draws y'all a freaking card. Now if I'm being honest right here, right now, boy, that is the definition of real nice smoking, popping, hot value. Mindless automaton.
Sorry.
4 mana, 0/0, enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Pay 1, discard a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Mindless Automaton. Remove 2 +1/+1 counters on Mindless Automaton. Draw a card. I hate paying for card draw, so just having to remove counters off this guy to draw seems pretty mindless and amazing if you ask Peter Parker. Yawgmoth, Thran Pharmacist. My boy, 4 mana, 2/4, protection from humans. Pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, put a -1/-1. I was gonna say +1. I was gonna say plus. I'm so used to it. I mean, this freaking deck is just +1, so I was gonna say, but you know, it's not a +1. It's a -1/-1 counter and up to 1 target creature, and draw a card. Pay 2 black, discard a card. Proliferate. My boy, my sweet little boy, I love this card so much. Works really nice with tokens, and we do run a couple of token makers in here. So like they say, once the panda learns programming, you can finally buy out all the cannolis. Now for some gnarly good cards. That's it. Why do we play them? Because they're really good.
That's pretty good.
That's all, folks. Don't need anything else, nah. They're good, just play them. Saka Misha. 4 mana, 3/1. You may have Sakamishara enter the battlefield as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Sakamisha of 1,000 faces or other abilities. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. Now, can I get 1 Atraxa? Nice. Now, can I get 2 Atraxas? Very nice. Sarith, the Viper's Fang. OMG. 4 mana, 3/4. Other tapped creatures you control have Death Touch. Other untapped creatures you control have Hexproof. Pay 1 tap, untap another target creature or land you control. Guys, take note. I tested this card in my Varinclex decks. Man, it's so bonkers. You can attack with creatures, thus giving them Death Touch. And if someone tries to target one of your tapped creatures, just untap it and give it Hexproof. And what's bonker with Atraxa? She has Vigilance, so she just like always has Hexproof. Plus, you can tap a land like Gaia's Cradle or Cabal Coffers. I'm telling you, this will become a sweet, sweet green staple in no time. Get yours now. Tanazir, Tanazir. 5 mana, 4/4, flying, trample. Look at this sweet art. When Tanazir Quandrix enters the battlefield, double the number of +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Whenever Tanazir Quandrix attacks, you may have the base power of toughness of other creatures you control become equal to Tanazir Quandrix power and toughness until the end of turn. I love this jabroni. When he enters the battlefield, it's like, surprise, mother truckers. And when he attacks, it's like, surprise, mother cruckers. You can just slam all your counters on this guy and then pump your squad, boy. Hamza, Guardian of Arashina. 6 mana, 5/5. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. And creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each other creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. The second you have 4 creatures with +1/+1 counters on them, you basically get rid of all the colorless mana from all the creatures in this deck. Atraxa has no colorless, but you get rid of the commander tax, and that's pretty nice, yes.
Excited.
Vericlix, Monstrous Raider. Okay, here we go. 6 mana, 6/6, Trample Haste. If you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice as many of each of those counters instead. If an opponent would put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, they put half that many of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead. Rounded down. I hope you understood that. I know I said earlier I try not to swear in my videos, but green just has those cards that make me want to go, what the fuck? And I'm a victim of it. I actually made a real commander with Vericlix. Why? Proliferate, when you can just alt your planeswalkers the second they ETB. I mean, green, come on. Now for our Painwalkers. I said I wanted to play a lot of new cards in here, so we're gonna do just that. This is a creature heavy deck, so usually you want to play these guys once you have blockers. And don't worry if they die, these are here to support the deck more than being actual win cons compared to my first deck tech. Basariketa, 3 mana, 3 loyalty counters, +1. Put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. It gains indestructible until end of turn. -2. Whenever 1 or more non-token creature attacks this turn, create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. -6, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token and put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Seems pretty good. Turn 3 Bastet, turn 4 Atraxa, +1/+1 counter, then Proliferate. That's a nice, tasty, delicious curve if I ever saw one. Teferi, who slows the sunset. I don't know why this thing triggers me so much. He's a 4 mana, 4 loyalty counter, +1. Choose up to 1 target artifact, up to 1 target creature, and up to 1 target land. Untap those chosen permanents you control, tap the chosen permanents you don't control. You gain 2 life. -2, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them in your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. -7, you get an emblem with, untap all permanents you control during each opponent's untap step, and you draw a card during each opponent's draw step. Pretty versatile, tapping, untapping, and card advantage. Seedborn Muse alt, Seedborn Muse. Another what the fuck green card. Lolth. Spider Queen, 5 mana, 4 loyalty counter. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Lolth. 0, you draw a card and you lose a life. -3, create 2 2/1 black spider creature tokens with menace and reach. That's pretty good. And -8, you get an emblem with, whenever an opponent is dealt combat damage by 1 or more creatures you control, if that player lost less than 2 life this turn, they lose life equal to the difference. If you play Arena, you saw this card in action and it's pretty gnarly. You know what they say, shitting out spiders to protect your walkers. Ren N7, 5 mana, +1, reveal the top 4 cards of your library, put all land cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest in your graveyard. Oh my god! 0, put any number of land cards from your hand onto the battlefield, tap. -3, create a green treefolk creature token with reach and its power and toughness is equal to the number of lands you control. And -8, return all permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. You get an emblem with, you have no maximum hand size. Mainly here for the giant treefolk with reach that can defend your other planeswalkers, let's be real here. Mordina Kainina, 6 mana, 5 loyalty counter, +2, draw 2 cards and put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. -2, create a blue dog illusion creature token with this creature's power and toughness is each equal to twice the number of cards in your hand. And -10, exchange your hand and library, then shuffle, you get an emblem with, you have no maximum hand size. I'm a sucker for planeswalkers that can make tokens. I kind of feel like it's a 2 for 1, and this jabroni has built-in card advantage as well. What? Oh. And to finish up, Professor Onyx, also Liliana, 6 mana, 5 loyalty counter, Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. +1, you lose 1 life. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them in your hand and the rest in your graveyard. -3, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls. And -8, each opponent may discard a card. If they don't, they lose 3 life. Repeat this process 6 more times. Yeah boy, get your card advantage right here, get your creature removal right here, get a Planeswalker ultimate pretty damn fast with Atraxa. Here you go, everything you need, Professor Onyx, ladies and gentlemen. That's all for today, folks. Feels good to be back, and I cannot wait to see what 2022 has in store for us all. Have a great year, and don't forget, we're here for a silly goose time, and that is it. Bye-bye.